Guys, Seedoeatreview with Helen. Welcome, Helen. You are in Partying with Manson.
Yes.
Tell folks who don't know what it is, what is Partying with Manson about? I've just seen it. I'm not going to spoil it. Go for it.
Well, it's the story of one of the girls that was in the Manson cult. So Charles Manson had a cult back in the 60s, and he kind of attracted these very vulnerable young girls, mostly. There were some guys as well. And one of the girls, and they ended up murdering an actress called Sharon Tate, and a few other people as well, but that was the famous murder. And this is the story about how that young girl got kind of drawn into the cult and then committed a murder on behalf of Charles Manson.
So I've just seen her, and I'm blown away because it's a one-woman performance. She just does the whole thing from go to woe without a drinks break as well, Helen. I'm watching you feeling thirsty for you.
I should have a little cocktail and a ciggy in the middle of your
Well, you
thing.
had a bong, but that's fair enough. Hey,
That's true.
Whatever,
It was the 60s, right?
Whatever tickles your fancy. How much of that is real? And director Stephen...
Writer? Stephen Sewell's the writer.
Sorry,
Yeah.
writer Stephen Sewell.
Yeah.
How much of that is based on reality? How much is based on fiction?
Look, most of it's based on research and reality, and what he's done is put it together. Now, the thing that I love about this character that I play, Susan Atkins, she was kind of the head girl, you know, and when she ended up in prison, she was pleading innocent to the murders. She's only about 21 at this stage, and they've been doing a lot of LSD, so they're all a little bit drugged out. But she would wake up in the middle of the night and wake up the other female prisoners, and she'd sit on the edge of the bed and she'd say, "I killed Sharon Tate." It was like bragging rights in prison.
Yeah.
And the other female prisoners were racing off to tell the guards, who were just that they were all crazy. But she was a performer. She was a topless go-go dancer. Now, there is go-go dancing in the show, but it's not topless. Just okay. But she was a performer, and so there was something very showgirl about her, a bit of a show-off. She was head girl, so she's got spine.
How did you know how to base her? Did you watch any footage, or do you just go, okay, I'm an actor, I can perform it myself? Or do you go, oh, I'm going to look at footage, I'm going to see how she acts in real life?
A bit of both, you know, because I read a lot of material that gave me an impression of who she was, because the only footage that's available was her towards the end of her life, when she'd found religion. So she'd become very church pious. So I thought, that's not really the girl that was in the cult. And so I went back to the research, and she was wild, you know. She was a 19-year-old wild, doing a lot of drugs. And
do you have any sympathy for her, for what she did?
I do, because the backstory to her is that she was, both her parents were alcoholics. It's highly likely she was sexually abused by her father. So she was really screwed up, and at 15 she ran away from home and ended up, you know, with all the hippies in San Francisco. So she was easy bait for someone like Charles. She just wanted to be loved. She wanted to be seen and noticed, and he came along like a father figure and scooped her up and said, "I'll love you. You'll be my family." And all of the girls kind of fell. That's what they needed and wanted. I think that's very common in cults. Very vulnerable, broken people who are looking for something, and then this very charismatic narcissist comes along and says,
looking for a saviour. That's how they capture him.
And a father in a way.
I'm sorry, I went blank. I'm just trying to know. I've got so many questions to ask about it. Do you know much about Charlie Manson before you started doing the show?
Yeah, I'd seen. Well, there's the great movie Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is the latest movie. So
that's where I know my knowledge from.
Yeah.
But I was thinking like the ending wasn't the same as the ending there.
No, the ending that was Tarantino's version.
Yes.
But I'd seen documentaries and other stuff because I was only little when it was happening, but it was kind of my era. So I knew about it, and everyone talked about it. You know, back in the 70s, it was still. And there were a lot of cults around at that time, so it was a lot more prevalent in the news.
But a pop singer, I never knew anything until you've opened my mind to all that.
Isn't
which
that
I'm not going to
bizarre?
spoil it for people, but Jesus, that's just, I don't want to spoil it for you people.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say, like, the reasoning behind it
is crazy.
Is crazier than the guy himself.
Yeah, so you kind of that's what I love about the show. There's a lot of entertainment in it because I think she's a very entertaining personality, and she's a storyteller, so she loves to, talk. But you do get an insight into the insanity that the drugs and what he was, believing and giving to the girls. It's insane, but he made it real. He made them believe it. He believed it.
But are you used to the audience being dumbfounded?
Yeah.
Is that the word I want to use?
Yeah.
Because no one knew like what to do, and they're like, oh shit, that's the finish. And it comes hard, but it's a perfect finish, but it was like, this crowd doesn't know what to do.
Yeah, no, that's really common. People it starts on this kind of fun roller coaster, and then it just ends in, well, we all know what happened. But people usually, when the lights come on, most of the audience is sitting there going, oh, like, what the F just happened?
Yeah.
And I think that's the brilliance of Stephen's writing, is that if you're going to present something very dark, you've got to have some humour. And thank God she's got humour, so she kind of takes us on this role, and then suddenly you're in the darkness.
But that's you as the one-woman show. That's where you keep the audience captivated. Like, I was leaning in, trying to watch, because I
could see him in the audience. He was.
I never lean back, and it's not a show like usually when I'm reviewing. I hold the phone up, I took a couple just to have a couple of photos. But I'm just like, this is not a show to take photos. This is like be drawn in to what is happening on the stage. How long have you been acting for, and how long have you been like perfecting this character for?
So this character, I guess 2.5 years. We did it at the festival last year, and it got rave reviews and great response, so we brought it back. But so there's 2 years, and the lovely thing about doing it again is stuff percolates over the year between the shows, and we've gone back into rehearsal and refined and reworked some stuff, so it just feels like it's richer and kind of more within my body to tell the story.
I was just telling Helen, I just watched her talk for a whole bloody hour. Not stumble on your words whatsoever. I'm just going there. Amazing that you can remember this. Like, this is an actor's actor. Like, that is something that I'm not used to seeing at a Fringe. Firstly, this type of show.
Yeah, it's probably
very
a little
niche-y.
bit unfringy.
Yeah, it's very niche-y, but there is a crowd there for it. But just the performance is like, oh, Jesus, we're not watching comedy. We're watching like someone really acting and going through characters. Like, notice how your body changes when you're playing Charlie Manson and stuff like that. I'm not even asking a question. I'm just talking up your performance. It's just something amazing to see. It's just...
Oh, good.
Do you have to flip a switch to do that? Like, is it full on exhausting to be playing a character like that, or do you go, I've done this forever, I know what I'm doing?
Look, it takes a lot of energy. I was just saying to Shane before that, I have to be really fit. I have to exercise, and my body has to be fit. And there's a lot of physical comedy and movement. So I have to be fit for it.
And it was one of those things where I said I was going to catch you after the performance. I'm like, take your time.
Yeah.
Because a 1 hour performance like that must be. And I'm just there like, give the girl 15 minutes, please. Just give her a break. Because I'm spellbounded by it. Can I say that? I should save it for the review. But are you proud of playing something like that?
I am. I have to say, I've never done a one-woman show before. And Stephen, I've done a couple of Stephen's plays, and we're very good friends. And he wrote it. He said, I've got this one-woman show. I want to write it for you. And that's a gift in itself. At the kind of later years of my career, it feels like a bit of a cherry on top, because, and I couldn't have done this 20 years ago. I wouldn't have had the confidence and the experience, I think, as an actor, but it feels good to do it now. And
how many other performances have you done in the go-go dress?
Well, that go-go dress has seen, a few performances. It's funny when you say, you could talk for an hour non-stop. Well, my partner thinks that doesn't look,
Not happy
that's
with it.
Nice in the theatre, not at home.
Hey, same the other way around. My wife says, you don't talk when you get home. I was like, I'm done, I'm finished. Dates and times of the performance and where it's at and all that good stuff.
Yep, we're at the Garden of Unearthly Delights in Cascadeur, and the tickets are online. It's 6 o'clock every night except Sundays 5 o'clock.
Up till March 22nd?
Up till March 22nd, Sunday, March 22nd.
There you go,
is
you
the
got about
last
another
show.
week and a half, I reckon.
10 performances.
Come down, check it out, be blown away like I was. Thank you very much, Helen.
Thanks,
come down, check it out.
Shane.
Yes.